Hello and welcome to another update video about Cardano. In this video we're going to take a look at the Cardano chart and we start with Bitcoin first. So Bitcoin currently again above 62k. So there are a couple of things I want to point out here on the chart. So first of all, this could still be a bear flag here. Yeah, based on that shorter term downtrend here, that ABC correction, just a consolidation from that, a bearish consolidation that could still continue to be solved in a bearish way like that, back into the target range. That is one possibility. At the moment we are sort of, in my view, still in a corrective phase here, and as soon as we get above 63.6k I would get much more confident. That is the horizontal level here. It's a bit of a range as well, so, and also it depends on which exchange you're looking at, but it's basically around, or let's just put a range on the chart here quickly. So we've got this here maybe starting at 63k, bit higher maybe, to the end of those wicks here. So there you go. So in that range, if we get above that, I think it's much more likely that we get to new all-time highs. We have, it's pretty much a horizontal here that we at the moment can't get through. So yesterday I showed you this, or I mentioned again this channel here that we talked about earlier, and we broke below that channel. However, the 60k held, actually the 61k held, but no, basically the 60k held. So it was bought up very, very quickly, and we are now back into this channel, which is positive. But as I said, this could still be a bearish consolidation, but also what it could be, and that is the bullish way of seeing it. You know, if we say, okay, we've got that horizontal here somewhere, yeah, that important horizontal level somewhere, and we extend that channel sort of trend line here to those wicks down there, or at least roughly, you know, this could also become an ascending triangle, which would then be really bearish. Yeah, that'd be a bearish consolidation, and I think it's looking a bit like that. Yeah, you can understand it that way, and potentially even like that. And these are fake outs down there, so we need to see. But that could be a nice way of seeing it, a bit of hopium, which would indicate that it's much more likely to break to the upside in an ascending triangle. So that's looking, I mean, not too bad. Even if we drop back into that target range here between 54 and 57k, I think it is a good opportunity to buy in the bull run. I think to prepare for these scenarios, for me, it's a good way of just keeping some money at the sideline, prepared for a potential drop into that target range. I don't mean, you know, minor drops like yesterday. I'm talking about drops like this here, like a, how much would that actually be? From there into here, like a 10% drop. I mean, that is worth it. You know, if we have 2 or 3% drops, I'm just holding. But 10% drops, that's interesting. I'm gonna buy more. Cardano moving towards the resistance level of that descending wedge. In my view, a valid descending wedge, out of which we could break to the upside ideally. Again, we have a bit more space here in the apex, and it's getting, however, interesting. So yesterday we have moved up slightly here, and we are now getting into an apex, so there will be a decision point coming here, just below the 20-day moving average, which has provided a lot of resistance over the last few weeks. We've constantly stayed below the 20-day moving average, actually since the, well, it depends on if you want to count these fake outs, then it was since the 17th of October, but really we've stayed below the 20-day moving average since the 8th of September. Yeah, there was a bit of a fake out here to the upside, bit of a fake out here to the upside, but pretty much we've stayed below the 20-day moving average for a long time. It has provided very clear resistance along the way. So as soon as we break that, that will be a big sign. At the moment, as you can see here, we're moving into an apex. There will be a decision point. We could drop once more lower. That would then be, possibly quite a bit of a drop. Could drop to either 191, that would be the first support level here, or even to that lower support line of that descending wedge, which is roughly at 186, 187. So that is a possibility. So just want to make you aware of this apex through which we are currently moving into, a triangle pattern basically within this descending wedge. And if it breaks to the upside, sorry, then I think certainly we've got this previous high here. Yeah, so at 206, which is when the candle closed on the daily. But really, I remember we had a lot of resistance and support here at around $2.10. So that will be a key point for me. If we get above that, that'd be really good. You know, we didn't really manage to get above 210 on this day. I've been saying that for a while now that 210 is my level, because this has been providing support here throughout this triangle. And here on the 3rd of November, we managed to get above it, but we didn't hold it. So on the daily, we didn't hold above 210. 210 is now also pretty much where the 50-day moving average is. I think we need some more power to get through that, but in my view, the end of the correction is near. If we haven't really already seen it, yes, we could drop once more lower, but I think then it's finally it, and we will continue our way to the upside. I did mention yesterday here the 50 line on the RSI. Very clear breakpoint here on the RSI daily on the Cardano chart. So that's very, very interesting to take a look at. Then a few interesting things happened, obviously. Cardano, that backend has been released, I think, on the testnet. So that will make app integration and just the apps much more easier for developers to carry out, to conduct, and to release and to integrate. So that is coming now, and we'll give it a push, give all these D apps a push. I think that's really bullish news, really positive news for Cardano. The guys from Input Output also put on their Twitter that, there you go, where is it? Yeah, this marks a significant milestone for the DeFi journey on Cardano, simplifying on-chain smart contracts integration and smoothing the route to D-app deployment. And they also mentioned that next week they will ramp things up here. We continue to work closely with our developer community on Discord, and next week we'll ramp things up with a program of readiness meeting with some of the projects closest to final audit and deployment. So that's great. And they also talk about the essential Cardano list here, which obviously is sort of an audited list of certain dApps which people then can trust. So I find that really, really interesting. But as I said, also that back end, you can see it here, the PAB release was a couple of days ago. They recommended only using on the testnet for now, but that will be a catalyst for the driving of the apps and on the Cardano blockchain. So that's really nice, that's really good. And also what I wanted to highlight here is that more and more people are now saying, you know, the time to buy Cardano has come. I've seen it numerous times now, and more by more and more technical analysts as well. Bullish news are coming up, more and more bullish news, and the majority of projects will be launched in Q4, at least that they have that on the roadmap. Find that interesting. And then if we take a look here on the transaction volume on the Cardano blockchain, we can see that down here it's finally ramping up. It is obviously not yet where we were in the peak in August, September, but the transactions are ramping up again. Just wanted to highlight that. And what I also find interesting, that we still have more holders than we've ever had, more long-term holders. Also, you know, we can see that more and more stake addresses are being created, more and more people delegating, more and more ADA being staked, and that goes well in line with more and more people holding Cardano, really believing in the Cardano blockchain. The average time held, the weighted average time held, is actually 1.9 years. A lot of people bought throughout the year, they are now holding. So these people here that you can see will obviously become holders, so more than 1 year, or hodlers very soon. And also in November, more and more people start to pick up. So this is short-term trading. More and more people start to pick up ADA as well. So that has gone up from October as well. So something might be coming, as I said. And in my view, for Cardano, the time has come to finally go up. Yes, we could drop once more, but honestly, the time will come very, very shortly. That's only my view. I mean, you can have a different view. But even here, as I said, when we were back in July, also similar pattern, and we dropped below the 200-day moving average. Now we haven't done that yet. That could happen, and from then we could then move up finally. And I can't wait for that, really. And back then, by the way, on the RSI, we came back into the oversold range on the daily. Now we haven't seen that yet, so maybe that is coming. All right, so hopefully you liked that video. If you did, please smash the like button and subscribe. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.